I'm a monster, and I need to be stopped.
I'd like to speak to the manager of the internets.
Hello, Champagne Dreamers! I don't know why I yell at the camera. I'm just like, nah! Hello, Champagne Dreamers! Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss J, the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video... Oh, Lord. If you thought my Sephora VIB sale was bad, you have no idea. I was left to my own devices over the Thanksgiving weekend. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. And I regret nothing. So if you'd like to know more about my Karen level consumerism, stick around. We're getting into it right now. Y'all, I don't know what happened. Over the Thanksgiving weekend, I bought all the makeup. I hope nobody else wanted any because I bought all of it. I was a little bit unhinged. It was a little bit cray-cray. Now, I'm recording this on the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, so none of it is in yet. Obviously, I just placed all the orders. Some of it probably will be in by the time this video goes up, but I thought I would come on and talk about it in relation to the video that I posted earlier about Am I a Karen? Where I talked about my Sephora VIB sale haul. Now, what's different about this shopping experience is that this is truer to what I typically do with my shopping. I ordered from a lot of indie brands, a lot of black-owned makeup brands. I didn't do a lot of the kind of bigger brands. There's a few that are sprinkled in there, but I went back to my roots, as they say. I went back to indie brands and just found a bunch of products that I loved. I also decided to support some of my girls in the drag community, and I just found some products that I'm really excited to play with and have fun with. And it wasn't one of those things where I was buying $80 face palettes from Hourglass.
Who is that woman? We don't even know her.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to me during that VIB sale. Things got a little cray. But now we are back, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about how I shopped over the Thanksgiving weekend. Side note, I do want to point out, I recognize that not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. Not everybody celebrates it at the same time. Hey, Canadians. And also, there's a whole history of colonialism and grossness that our country just, refuses to engage with. So however you celebrate or don't celebrate that weekend of Thanksgiving, I'm gonna let you do you, boo-boo. I'm just talking about it because that's the time where we tend to have the biggest makeup sales, or some of the biggest makeup sales. Some of the sales continue on through December. Some get better, some get worse, all that kind of stuff. But we know what we're talking about, right? We're talking about that Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale weekend. And however you feel about that weekend,
Fuck the pilgrims!
Just let's talk about the makeup. Let's keep it light, shall we? The first thing I did is I fell into a trap from Ulta. Ulta, you got me. You got me. I picked up the Urban Decay Naked Heat, Naked Cherry, and Naked Honey because they were all on sale for 50% off at the same time. I think that's what's always gotten me, is anytime one of them has gone on sale, I'm always like, well, but I don't have the others. Because there's a couple shades in Naked Heat, like that Umber shade, I think it's called, that I just am in love with. I've been looking at Naked Heat forever. I've been looking at Naked Cherry for a long time. Teresa's Dead always raves about the Naked Honey. I like them, but I haven't liked them enough to really pull the trigger. And so even when they've gone to that half off and they're much more in the range that I'm willing to pay, because I was not willing to pay $54 or $52 or whatever dollars for them at any given time. But whenever they went into that half off, I was like, well, maybe. And then I was like, but you don't have the others. Because I get a little bit completionist with the Naked palettes. And I do have the Naked Smoky. I decluttered the original Naked and the Naked 3, but in terms of the ones that are just Naked with a name, I do have Naked Smoky, and I'm really interested if they have a 50% off sale on the Naked Ultraviolet. I think that palette looks beautiful. I'm excited to play with that, but not at $50. And so when they were all on sale at the same time, I cracked, and I bought all three of them. So I have all three of those coming from Ulta. Next up, I ordered from Juvia's. I have been trying to keep up with Juvia's. They've been putting those palettes out pretty fast, and there were 2 of the mini palettes that I did not have yet. I was missing the 2 Nubian Royalties, that orange, delicious, sunshiny kind of palette, and the purple. Oh, so gorgeous. So I did go ahead and pick up both of those from their sale. I think with shipping and tax and everything, it was like $25. So I got a really good deal on those, and I'm excited to play with those and add them to my Juvia's collection. Once they come in, assuming that no other palettes get put out in the next couple weeks, I have all of the Juvia's Place palettes. So I don't get super completionist about a lot of things, but those Juvia's Place, I'm all about it. I gotta have them all. They're like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Now, earlier on in the month, I ordered the Beetlejuice PR box from Melt Cosmetics. A friend and I decided to go halvesies and split it up, so I got the Recently Deceased palette, and she took the other palette, the Waiting Room palette, and we split up the lip products and all of the other things from the collection. So now you're probably saying,
Hey, wait a minute, hooker. I thought this was about your Thanksgiving weekend shopping. Why are you bringing up the beginning of November? Yeah, bitch, we didn't come here for this.
the reason why is because I should have known better. I should have known better than to go halvesies on the collection with my friend. I should have just bought the damn collection for myself because it came in and I had talked myself out of the other palette and of some of the lip products. I was like, this will be fine. I'm just going to get the things that I really want. But the minute we unpacked them and I actually saw them and I looked at them, I had FOMO. So when they launched all of the collection as individual pieces, I went back and I ordered the other eyeshadow palette.
Oh, excuse me, FDA. Pigment palette.
One of the gel liners and 2 of the liquid lipsticks. It was still fun to play around, and actually, that friend and I are going to be doing a special 2-person Don't Drink and Drag episode that'll be coming up in a week or so, where we play with those palettes and recreate a couple of looks that the owners put on their Instagram. But I just had FOMO. I needed that. I love the Melt holiday collections, the Amor Eterno from last year. The packaging was just stunning. And the packaging on these is also pretty fantastic. I love this clear neon plastic. And these purples and greens and chartreuse are absolutely in my wheelhouse. These are some of my favorite kinds of shades to use and to play with. So I knew I had to have this one, but I decided I needed to have the red and gray palette as well. A review of this is going to be coming to JanessaJ.com. I do have to say, just looking at it, that I feel like some of these shades are a little bit samey. I feel like they could have maybe had a little bit more variety, but we'll see how they kind of swatch out and how they actually go on the eye. Today I'm just awkward. I don't know why.
Today.
Another indie brand that I absolutely love is Lethal Cosmetics. And they put out a new 12-pan palette called the Velvet Dusk palette. And it's all kinds of beautiful, grungy, fun, 90s inspired shades. I love it. So I was very excited. I absolutely had to pick that up. I am loving the Lethal Cosmetics formula. I will go ahead and link a Face Friday post that I did using their last palette, the After Dark palette, which was all kinds of beautiful, like, pastels and kind of brights, but sort of muted brights, if that makes any sense. If you've seen the palette, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But I'll include the Face Friday down in the description box because it was so much fun to play with. And this one is just richer and more grungy, and I cannot wait. I'm super excited to get that all the way from Germany. Exotic. Speaking of falling into traps like I did with Ulta and the Urban Decay palettes, I also made a purchase from Lime Crime, and that was the Bangers palette. So their holiday collection this year is a little bit sketchy. I don't know. So they came out with 2 eyeshadow palettes that are like the greatest hits palettes. And they have one that's an 8-pan palette and one that's the bigger, like, Venus XL size that I think is 15 shades. And the bigger one is called the Bangers. And that one had more shades that I was interested in. It had some blues and some greens. The smaller 8-pan was more just kind of rosy, maroon, dark kind of colors. Now here's why this is a trap. I own all of the palettes that those colors come from. So the greatest hits palettes are just taking shades that already exist across the Venus collection and putting them into palettes as like a greatest hits collection. So that Bangers palette, I have all of those shades in the Venus palette. So why did I buy it? because of the packaging. Don't judge me. I love the packaging. They went back to like old school Lime Crime where they did this beautiful like rose wallpaper sort of look on the packaging, and it's so pretty. It's like Lime Crime from like 4 or 5 years ago when they used to send things out in those boxes that were reversible, and you would turn them inside out and they would have like a black background with these beautiful roses. That's what they did for the packaging. And the selection of colors in that big palette is so beautiful. And I was like, you know what? Then I can have my Venus palettes are all at home with my show makeup. And here in the office with my filming makeup, then I can have the Bangers palette here. So that's how I justify it to myself. If you feel like you're duplicating your makeup, just start storing your makeup in 2 different locations.
This financial advice not approved by Susie Orman.
Does anybody care about Susie Orman anymore? No, probably not.
Are you going to take financial advice from this hooker clown?
Now, I did also place an order from Sephora, and once again, just like the VIB sale, damn you, Pat McGrath! That 6-shade Rose Decadence palette was on sale for $39, so I still cannot bring myself to buy one of those big mothership palettes, the 10-pan palettes that are $125. Did you heard that? $125. Crazy. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. But that 6-pan palette, when it was on sale for $40, I was like, that still feels really expensive, but I'm gonna do it. So I bought it. And of course, because I'm a mess and I'm a monster, I also added one of her holiday lipsticks, which was the same price as the palette. The palette was $39. The lipstick was $38. What's wrong with me? How did I get like this? What happened in my childhood? Gem and the Holograms. That's what happened in my childhood.
We are the misfits. Our songs are better.
Copyright strike. Now that we got the Sephora out of the way, all of the rest of the things on my shopping list are from indie makeup brands. The first one is from Lunar Beauty, and that is the Eternal Eclipse palette. Now, I have the Strawberry Dream palette, and I have the Life's a Drag palette, and I love both of those palettes. I think the Strawberry Dream is better. Now, I wasn't sure about the Eternal Eclipse. It's a lot of neutrals. It's neutrals with a few pops of blue, so I know that I'm kind of falling into that trap. But I blame Audra at home. She did a look where she did kind of a day look on one eye and a night look, kind of a darker, smokier look on the other eye, and it was gorgeous. And I watched her video where she swatched all the shades. It was so good. So I fell in love with it. I thought it was beautiful. I went ahead and ordered it. And I am a sucker for a free gift because Lunar Beauty didn't have any sales per se. At least not on that palette. That's the brand new palette. So that was regular price, but I did get a free Jupiter Moon Prism highlighter. I've wanted to try his highlighter formula. Now, Jupiter looks like it's the dark, bronzy one, so that's probably going to be too dark for me as a highlighter, but I think I can probably use it as like a bronzy, shimmery blush and blend it into my blush and contour. So I want to try it out to see if I like the consistency, and if I do, then I'll probably buy a shade that's a little bit more suited to my skin tone. I also made a purchase from Menagerie Cosmetics. There's been a couple of palettes that I've been wanting to get. Now, I was too slow, so I didn't get in on the Violet Ink, which is being discontinued. Just the packaging, you can still get the singles in their like single eyeshadow thing, but I love their packaging. I mean, I loved them as makeup monsters, and I loved the cute packaging there, but I do think that they've been doing some pretty amazing packaging as Menagerie Cosmetics, and I did like that purple octopus, so I'm a little sad that I didn't get that. I will eventually pick up all the singles, but I picked up the Pastel Pup and the Killer Purr. A lot of P's in that. And so I am very excited for the Pastel Pup. It's beautiful pastels. It's really fantastic. It's got one of the trifoils in it. And they were sold out of the green and pink trifoils, which they are sold out every time I go there.
They will be mine.
But I was able to get the yellow trifoil Chickadee, so I also picked up that. I'm excited to play with these. I haven't played with very much from Menagerie Cosmetics since they rebranded in terms of eyeshadow, so I'm excited to play around with it and make some fun pastel looks, as well as some neutral Savannah type looks with the Killer Purr. Then I went to Give Me Glow. Give Me Glow, oh lord. Give Me Glow was an experience. I placed 2 orders from them because I wanted to get some singles. I had a previous video, which I'll link up in the cards, where I showed off what was in all of my magnetic palettes. And these 2 purple palettes hold all of my singles from Give Me Glow. This palette has all of my cool tone shadows, and this palette has all of my warms and neutrals. You may have noticed there was space in both of those palettes. I wanted to get singles to fill up the rest of the palette. So for the cool tone, I needed 4 additional shades, and for the warm neutral palette, I needed 8 shades. So I wanted to go through and pick some shades to fill out those palettes. But I was also there shopping for a couple of their pre-made palettes. I wanted to pick up the brand new Vivid Rose palette, and I also have been dying for that 9 Times highlighter palette that has been out of stock for 100,000 years. It's been 84 years. And those always sell out really fast, so I wanted to make sure that I got on and I ordered those palettes right away. I wanted to make sure that I got the Vivid Rose, and I wanted to get the 9 Times highlighter palette, and I also wanted to get the new green metallic foil shade Sour Apple. So those were at the top of my list. Those are like, we gotta get those in the cart, we gotta get checked out right away. And so I checked out and I placed that order, and then I went back and bought the rest of the singles. And so I went back and I placed an order for more things after I did that initial palette order. And so I found 3 more of the cool tone shadows, greens, blues, purples, and then I found 8 different kinds of neutrals and warm tones to fill out these palettes. I am super excited. 2020 was supposed to be the year of the single shadow. Spoiler alert, I failed. So I don't know if 2021 will just become the year of single shadows again, or maybe I'll try to come up with some new way to work in single shadows, trick myself into using them, but I have so many good options and I just haven't been using them. Then another site that I had to place 2 orders on, this was a struggle. I was very excited for Trixie Mattel to launch her new blush palette, Mod About You. I talked about my blush journey in a recent video. I talked about my blush journey in a recent video called The Blush Tag. I'll go ahead and link that up here in the cards for you. But I talked about how I've really been loving blush, and I've been playing with blush and trying new things and new applications and new formulations. And I've been wanting to try Trixie Cosmetics for a while now. I really love her YouTube channel. It took me a while to get into it. I don't know why. For some reason, I have kind of a little bit of an aversion to a lot of the RuPaul girls. I kind of feel like they're just skating on the RuPaul name.
Hashtag hurtful, but accurate.
And so I haven't really gotten into her, but then she did that video, and I'll link that up in the cards as well. She did the video where she reacted to another video about wearing makeup in a God-honoring way, and it was so funny. And then I started watching her videos where she made things with an Easy Bake Oven, and I just fell in love. She's growing on me, and she's kind of cute out of drag. I mean, I'd let it happen. And so I was super excited about this blush palette, and they were restocking her original blush palette, Summer of Love, which has been out of stock since last year. Bitch needs to get it together with her inventory control. So she launched the Summer of Love blush palette last year for Black Friday, and it sold out, and it's been out of stock for an entire year until it came back for this Black Friday. And so since they were having the new palette and the old palette, I thought, what the hell? I'm gonna try both blush palettes. I'll try some of her glitters, I'll try some of her lip products. So I went to the site and I was ready to go when it was going to be launch time, and the Mod About You blush palette popped up. And then all of a sudden the Summer of Love was saying that it was a pre-order, but it was saying sold out. And so I was like, so is it not available? Is it a pre-order? Is it going to ship? Is it not going to ship? What's happening? And it wouldn't let me add it to the cart. So I went through and I added the Mod About You, and I added some lip products, and she also added a holiday collection, and I tried adding the whole holiday collection, and then that got taken out of my cart because then that was sold out. And so then I just checked out with the Mod About You blush palette and the lip products. And then I went back and checked again, and apparently there was some glitch when they were adding things to the site. And then the Summer of Love was available. It looked like it was still a pre-order, but it was coming up as able to be added to the cart. So this time I added the Summer of Love, and then I also added some glitters. So I'm going to be getting some packages, I don't know when. The Mod About You should ship right away. If that Summer of Love is a pre-order, then all of the glitters that I ordered will ship when that ships. If it's not a pre-order, because they didn't say in the video that it was going to be a pre-order, they just said it was coming back in stock. So I don't know. Someday some glitters and a fucking blush palette will show up at my house. Who knows when? It'll probably come strolling up sometime in February with that Shroud Cosmetics It's Freaking Bats palette. Since I was already checking out drag queen makeup by drag queens, I decided to go check out Kim Chi Chic Beauty. Side note, I actually have the collab products that both of those queens, Trixie and Kim Chi, did with Sugar Pill. And then I had like a 404 error where I stopped loading. I was like, okay, so what about it? Now, I had never really looked at the Kim Chi site before. Her stuff is pretty reasonably priced. I feel like it feels like good pricing. It's not that expensive. And she was having a buy one, get one free sale on everything on the site. So I maybe went a little bit ham. I picked up like 3 of the blush duos. I picked up a highlighter, a bronzer, one of the concealers, a setting powder, 2 eyeshadow palettes. I think I had 10 or 12 items, but then either 5 or 6 of them were free. And like a blush duo for $15 is not bad at all. And then if you get another one free, then technically it's only $7.50. That's math for blondes. I like it. So we will see how good it is. I will definitely have a review on JanessaJ.com when all of those products come in. And I will probably do like a Face Friday with all of my Trixie and Kim Chi items, just playing with drag queen makeup. If anybody has tried Willem's Coverboy makeup, let me know down in the comments. I didn't pick up anything from his brand, but if they're good, I'd be willing to give it a go. I love that beatdown. And the last one that I ordered from is Likely Makeup. I finally bit the bullet and I bought the 2 blush palettes. I bought the Fairy Blush and the Clown Blush, which are the fun, wild, vivid colors of blush. I'm super excited. And because it seems like they started as a lash company, they had some really beautiful colored lashes in a Romeo and Juliet collection. So they had Romeo, Juliet, Tybalt, Mercutio, Benvolio, and Rosaline are the 6 styles that they had. And basically, there are 2 pairs that are red, 2 pairs that are purple, and 2 pairs that are blue. And then one is just like a little bit bigger, a little bit spikier, and then there's like a thinner version. So I bought one of each of the pairs, and what I want to do is when I do some of my monochromatic looks, I want to do the bigger lash on the top and try doing the other lash as a bottom lash, and really try those fun colored lashes with a Face Friday look. Because I've tried coloring lashes, like black lashes with colored mascaras, and it just doesn't look the same. So I think having colored lashes that start out that color is really going to amp up the look. So I'm excited to play with those. Before we end the video, let's talk about a couple things that got away. I know, got away from me. How does that happen? I am so regretting the fact that I did not pick up a couple of bottles of foundation from Oma Beauty. I am wearing the Oma Say What foundation today with this look. I love it. It is one of my favorite foundations in the world. And they had a Black Friday special where it was on sale for $19, which is amazing. And I was going to go buy 2 bottles. And then my mom called and I got into some other stuff and I planned to go back to it. And I don't know if I thought that it was just going to be like an all weekend sale, but it was Black Friday only. So I went back on Saturday. And it was back up to the regular price, which I love it. I will pay full price for it. If I run out, I will buy it at full price. But when I had the chance to get it for $19, oh, so sad. The other thing that I was going to pick up that I missed out on was from Davina, and it was the new Star Chasers collection. So they launched on Thanksgiving Day at like 2 p.m. Central, which is a weird time, and I had made a big fancy Thanksgiving dinner, and I went into food coma, and I was laying on my couch, and I was watching a movie, and just living my best life, and all of a sudden realized that it was 3:15. And of course, if anybody knows how Davina launches go, you gotta be there, you gotta be on top of it. Now, it is in the permanent line, so at some point it will come home with me, but I missed out on the Star Chasers collection as well. But other than those 2 things, I was able to get all of the things that I was looking for, so it was a lot of fun, and I have some new products that I'm gonna get to play with and review and try out on JanessaJ.com. So that is the video. That is my new round of Karen level shopping. Hopefully not as bad as the VIB Rue sale. I spent a lot of money, but at least I spent it on indie brands and black-owned makeup brands and more than just sending a bunch of money to Sephora. So
There was some Sephora in there, but not all of it. Don't clock me, bitch.
So I'm excited to get these products and play around with them. If you got any of these products, if you have tried them, since it's been a little while since I recorded this video, go ahead and leave me your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. Are you a big fan? Is there something that you wish you had gotten? Was there something that you missed out on? Let me know. Let's talk about makeup. Let's talk about Black Friday shopping and all of that lovely, juicy consumerism that we love to get into this time of year. Now, here's my little disclaimer at the end of the video. Of course, I have decided in my personal life, in my personal finances, that makeup is the primary thing that I want to spend my discretionary income on. So I'm not going into debt to buy all of this makeup. This is all money that I have made working my big girl job, or I have a little side hustle here and there. I sell some jewelry and do some other kind of crafty things. So I am only spending money that I have available to spend, and so I'm not going into debt. I'm not paying bills. Don't feel like you have to buy all the makeup. Don't feel like you have to buy every single release. Don't feel like you have to buy every single product. Even if a sale is really, really good, it still means you're spending money. So even though you're saving money off of a product, if it's not a product you were going to buy or were interested in the first place, then you're just wasting money. So that's my sort of small, after all of that, that's my little disclaimer of like,
But you don't have to buy all the makeup.
and then me, the big fucking monster, comes in and is like,
Yes, you do. And
breathes fire. It's a lot. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. I'll take the engagement either way. The algorithm isn't a piggy bitch, and neither am I.
It kind of sounded like you said piggy bitch.
Piggy
It's a
bitch.
piggy bitch.
Piggy bitch.
Maybe I'll put hashtag piggy bitch in that.
While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. When we get to 100 subscribers, my cinematographer, Angie, is going to appear from behind the camera. We're all waiting with bated breath. And don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you'll get notified of all future uploads. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at JanessaJ.com. Thank you so much for watching. I really love and appreciate all of you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend, whatever you did or did not celebrate, however you feel about it, whatever you were doing. I hope that you were safe, sane, and happy and healthy and all that good shit. I hope you're getting through 2020 the best you can. And until I see you again, bye.